It
It's gonna go
is.
to Susie though.
Okay, so look, I've already have in mind a few. I'm thinking I have a number of five. We could change that number. I just got to throw out an initial suggestion here and see what Taylor thinks. My initial suggestion for people on the committee of awards is
Hold on. Are we? Oh wait, this is recorded, so that can serve as the official minutes
is
of the
recorded.
committee to select the committee of awards.
We really ought to have that. You know, the committee of of awards elections. We have electoral college for the committee of awards. Anyway, here's my initial throwing out suggestion. I would like to see on the committee of awards. I'd like to see Carolyn. I'd like to see Neptune. I'd like to see Elsie, and I'm inclined to like. Yeah, we're not. It's going to be a smallish committee, but that's a starting point for me to throw out for open negotiations here with Taylor and anybody else who wants to chime in about what they think the awards committee ought to be. I mean, the committee of awards. I'm sorry, I hate to mistitle it like that. I feel like a jolt of Eulorian punishment in my spine when I mistitle it. Um, that's where we are. I'm just going to stop talking now and see what other people say. Taylor,
Okay, one at a time.
one at a time.
Yeah, give me one. Which
All right.
recommendation?
Elsie. Elsie is my first recommendation. She's not here.
She does have expertise in criticism.
She doesn't say much. I want to hear her say things more.
Okay. I second the motion. So moved. I'll see as a member.
Elsie's in. Okay. Anybody else? But I think we need to open it to anybody who wishes. It's like a wedding where you go, if anybody wishes to object or hold your pee forever. No?
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah.
Do you object, or are you holding your peace?
No, I'm just gonna hold my pee.
Okay. Next.
All right, so we've got a number now of 3 people on this committee. Taylor and I are on it, and Elsie. The next one I would like to suggest would be Carolyn, another person who doesn't speak much.
Now, you, me, Elsie, Carolyn, Neptune. She?
That's an even number, so we either have to add one or go with 5. I don't mind going with 7, but we could go with 5 either way. I'd say she's in if it's 7, she's out if it's 5.
I think it would be an interesting dynamic to hear she and Neptune being generous to people, and Elsie and me and Carolyn not being generous, and you doing a thing.
But I still think we need an even number. Then we have to get one more. So we're if we go with those 6, then we have to decide on a final member.
Or we need a tiebreak procedure to be written in the bylaws of the committee.
Okay, how about the 7th member only come into play in case of a tie?
In which case, it's selected randomly from the raw room at the current time. We'll have to figure out how to be random later. Random.
That's kind of an important part of it, though. We haven't really figured out anything. We haven't figured out how we're going to pick the person.
Okay, it'll be the person in the top left corner.
Okay, of the bot thing that we can look into. Okay.
Okay, when we look in from the bot, it'll be the person. If you put everyone in, it'll be the first one, left to right, bottom.
Are blankies eligible?
No.
No blankies are eligible.
I actually like the way you went about it. I don't know if you did this deliberately, but you incorporated a lot of different types in the committee. You can't have too many MTPs, you know.
I didn't think about it at all, actually, to be honest.
Your support is self-serving,
but excellently phrased and appreciated, because whether it serves you or not, it also serves me.
Mm-hmm.
See, motherfucker, this is okay. I move yes on all on everyone you said, so that we have an even split of generosity and not.
Dickishness. Okay, fine. Then all in favor,
Okay.
say aye.
Wait,
Oh.
aye.
Aye.
There's
Okay, it's
there's
unanimous.
one other thing I want to throw in.
Uh-huh.
If Zach Attack is in the room during a tiebreak, he automatically trumps.
Okay.
Everyone.
Then Zach Attack, if present, is the tiebreaker. If not present, we default to the previously described option.
Aye.
This sounds like a really effective system.
I like it.
It's fun, conceptual. Okay.
Okay, so now I think we have everybody in the committee of awards here except for Elsie. I think that's a quorum. Okay, first of all, that counts as a quorum. So
Well, we don't need a quorum because we're doing this one by decree.
well, yes, but we still have. Well, I mean, naturally, anything worth decreeing has parliamentary rules associated with it. Taylor.
Well, duh.
Yeah, you can't have anything worth doing that does not have parliamentarian procedure.
But we're following standard boardroom procedure.
Okay, so why don't then we make a video about the first of the consideration sessions for nominations for possibilities for not
Wait,
for
weren't we-
people yet, not for people, but for criteria that we'll use to decide what counts as excellence.
Oh, that's fun.
We have to do that one first before you even get to the people. This is
That's-
an award that has to be taken. Involves a lot of serious deliberation.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's start it. We intentionally, I talked to Taylor about this earlier, and we intentionally left off a lot of people that
Are automatically going to be super generous or super not generous.
I wasn't thinking in those terms. I was thinking about presence, like the ones who already have more of a presence. I would like to.
All right. Well, we settled on the same. People.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. For whatever our respective reasons, we came to the same conclusion. All right, so and I like the fact Neptune points out the added benefit of the other thing. So let's talk about it then. Criteria of excellence for this amazing certificate, not yet transubstantiated, but it will be. Another look at it. I'm sorry if I ruin your eyes for the rest of the day. You're gonna be like, everything else you look at looks hideous because you've looked at this. But there it is. You can see it's still got the plastic on it. Plastic. Yep. Okay.
That's genuine plastic.
That's genuine, right? That's Corinthian plastic. Okay, so for those only people on the committee, please discuss. The other people can stay and watch the committee in action if you'd like. But Committee of Awards is now officially in session. I'd love to hear from Neptune, she, Carolyn, or Taylor, or me, or is that it for that's in here right now? Yeah, that's it. That's in here right now about what counts as excellence.
Okay, we should have a moisture category,
Okay.
Oh my god.
and it should be. I mean, you can win either by having a significant amount of moisture or a significant amount of dryness.
Okay. Well, I think then maybe we're looking at weighting a set of vectors. So
Otherwise,
No.
it turns into superlatives if you focus on one thing. Though I feel like if you focus too much on dryness or too much on most something, it turns into like a yearbook kind of thing, as opposed to
Yeah.
Let's have the INTP criteria where nothing matters and everything is reduced to nihilism.
That's why I'd rather everyone else talk about things and then I pick out what's wrong with it.
okay, but look, here's the deal. We got one award, and it's for an overall excellence. So we're going to have to incorporate lots of different contributing, lots of different ways to be excellent, and then sort of do a this times this plus this minus that kind of a thing.
Okay, most ridiculous raw room behavior.
This is so
All right, so
overly
we're
complicated.
okay. It's barely even begun to get complicated at all. This is simple
We're
so
gonna
far. We are
complicate
just beginning here on what is destined to be an extremely diligent methodology for awarding this award because we are not just random
Is
dudes
it just
and
one
chicks.
award that you're giving out right now?
Yes.
There's only
Okay, so
one.
why are we going through multiple categories
Because
if we're only giving out one?
Because
trying
that's
to-
what we're trying to figure out. We're giving out one award for overall excellence in the field of overall excellence in recognition of outstanding service is what it says.
Okay.
now it's time for Carolyn's monologue. Carolyn,
Or one word monologue.
with your mic, please, per parliamentary rules and board.
Yeah, per parliamentary rules, I agree, Carolyn. We need to at least hear you.
Preferably see and hear, but we'll settle with the cheese and some audio. She's still typing.
She's a stubborn one. She's not
Otto is
NTJ.
fucking up bad. Is he falling at the bottom rocks?
I don't know.
Why is he doing that to himself?
What's he doing there?
Oh, those are fun. He's climbing up the wall. It's usually at a slant. Those are kind of hard to do.
I understand the activity. I don't understand his method.
Carolyn, you are not taking very seriously your
He's
responsibilities
he's
as a member
following all
of the
the black
Committee of
ones.
Awards.
I nominate Kato for
Looks like
excellence.
he's doing a handstand.
Okay.
I'm the best. Oh, hey, guy.
The Asian persuasion is up next.
He's gonna fucking kill it. We already know.
Yeah. He's even got the chalk bag. He's like, yeah, I do this shit all the time.
Been doing this every day for 18 hours a day since I was 2.
I love rock climbing. It's so fun. It's a good workout, too.
All right, I tell you what. I've got an idea for how to set this up.
We already decided it.
I know, but look, I'm saying if we come up with pairs, ridiculousness versus seriousness. So we'll weight somebody on a potential candidate on one side of that scale and see how far they land. So like, that one episode where Joe told that really serious story about getting his father's alcoholism and stuff like that, and it was really sad and shit. That would be a good score for serious, and then the other score would be ridiculous. And we should determine which we should prefer in a tie on that particular thing.
Oh, I was thinking about it more in the sense of like who is the most balanced and effective in the way they approach things.
I nominate you for most boring participant.
I like balanced versus skewed. Balanced versus skewed is a good dichotomy to evaluate people on. If you get a score on multiple of these dichotomies, you can like add them up or something, you know? All right, so balanced versus skewed. We also have talkative, talk too much, talk too little. Talk too little versus talk too much. So I think you get a higher score for being in the middle on this one, but you get the higher score for being at the ends of balanced versus skewed. So you either like want it super way too balanced, then you get a high score. If you want it way too skewed, you get a high score. Or if you are, I guess. Not if you want it, if you are.
Most fighty, least fighty.
Yeah.
Peaceable versus fighty.
Jill gets the peaceable award. Put those on there.
Most people will score very much on the right-hand side of this scale.
Liz goes on too much locker room.
Too much locker room.
You're approaching it. What is he doing? Proto, you're...
You know what, Kato? I'm beginning to think you're interfering with our Committee of Awards meeting.
Don't kick him. I'm having fun watching this. I can't hear you anyway.
Okay, well, having fun watching this is fine, but we have important business at hand.
I'm still listening.
And you know who's going to end up with this award? Somebody who's not excellent at outstanding service at the field of general accomplishment.
We should
I nominate Suzanne
have a TI.
or Jacob.
metric. Best TI, worst TI.
Best FE, worst FE.
So 6 will be most on point versus she at the committee meeting. Not taking seriously her duties as a committee member.
You're not gonna be down some points?
You don't even get points. You're a member of the committee.
This was a test just to see how serious you guys were about it, okay?
Okay, I appreciate that. I appreciate you checking our integrity like that. Most likely to engage in bullshit FE arguments, bullshit FE positioning things. Just
Okay, we already know that one. We can just.
that's okay. So Nick, okay, right. I just put Nick.
Nick just gets an entry for that.
Nick versus most intellectually honest.
Nick will be glad that he's just a name in a category.
He'll be flattered.
I think we go forgiving versus just. That'd be an interesting one. I mean, I know where you and I land on that scale, Taylor, but it'd be interesting to evaluate others in that category.
We could measure that one in sucker versus right.
I chose 2 words that were even a pair for this one. Even Taylor. Nothing just about that representation.
How many categories are we gonna make?
How can we ever claim rightness if you're going to split the difference with me every time you lose?
We are going. Let me answer one question at a time. I'm pretty sure that's not what I did there. But first, the answer to the question is these aren't categories. These are nominations to consider as categories.
Okay.
So we can have as many possibilities as we want to have up here. I mean, I think it's fair to say. Go ahead.
How about most time spent in the room?
Okay. Quantity of time versus, just acquaintance. Brief stop.
Yeah, Carolyn pointed something out. She said Nick's going to win it all, ... Like, literally all of them apply to him in a lot of ways.
Well, some of them will be bad scores and some of them will be good scores. And some of them will be good scores either way and some will be slightly differently good scores. We have to make sure we weight it carefully.
Most likely to give up. Nick will not win.
Most likely to give up. The most persistent. I mean, who the thing is, we don't necessarily have to pick. We could do it that way too. We could go make a whole bunch of categories and pick a person for each of the categories, for each of the sides of each of the categories, and see whose name appears most frequently.
Let's just be arbitrary as fuck.
Okay, that'd be fine too. This is totally arbitrary. Okay, most frequent.
I mean, I think that Zach wins the beer category already.
Most boring. He has most boring.
I like that.
Neptune, tell us who you think is the most boring.
No, fuck that.
No, do it, Neptune.
I'll send people private messages. I'm not gonna say it on rock.
Private message me too.
What'd you say?
Send me a private message.
No, you're gonna like scream it on a megaphone all loud.
I will not. How dare you? I can't believe you don't trust me.
I don't trust you. I don't trust anybody.
That was fair. That's fair. Fine.
Bask in my glory.
Most underage. You and Matt.
Of the gay boy in church. Bask in my glory. Children.
Is that like a heart rate monitor?
This is a tac vest. This has a gun with a gay lorry of truth. Is very important.
As the most tactical Anya Lorian person in here, I'm gonna say that is not that we don't have that hernia belt.
What hernia belt? This one? Talking about number 12?
Is that a broomstick?
This is. I love it. This pouch has snack in it. This is my.
He looks like a kid on Christmas morning who just got a box of.
I mean, okay, he doesn't have fun toys.
Is that a robe?
That's a fucking bathrobe. That's what it is.
I just expanded the screen. That's Yaylorian as fuck. And tactical. Tactical.
Yes.
But why do you have it over your robe and not underneath it?
Because it's fucking Yaylorian.
Yes.
So you don't want to hide your good stuff. You want people to know what you're working with.
Yes.
All right, guys. I want to get some high score. Well, first of all, on ridiculousness, we're talking about, I guess. Well, okay, I'm going to propose as a possible candidate for most ridiculous, Michael, our new friend from wherever he's from. He's a little ridiculous. Or maybe our brand new friend who thinks that nuclear bombs don't exist, moon landing was faked, and other such stuff.
Wait, what about Josh?
Josh is pretty ridiculous. Okay, well, let's put some possibilities. So, Michael,
He's the most intoxicated.
we should have that for sure.
Yeah.
Now, note, I don't think we should include in any of these things any of the people on the committee since we're not eligible to win the award, even if we think that person is the most person of that. Okay, so Michael, Josh.
Same from candidacy possibilities anyway. Because my tires are wearable.
Which one's Michael?
He's new. He's not new. He's old. It's Sound Vector. He's this like Eastern European guy.
Oh, right. He is ridiculous. Yeah, I totally agree with that one.
What about that English fellow who said what was like a goody two shoes? English goody two shoes.
Wait, why did you say it was Irish?
I mean, he's pretty ridiculous. I guess he doesn't really belong here. I'm gonna take him away.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Again.
Pepsi is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, Pepsi is fucking ridiculous.
Yes.
Also, Jack Theratrix, that guy was kind of ridiculous. When he came around, whatever his name was. We could probably eliminate him because he's not present enough. Should we eliminate English for the same reason, not present enough, or do we not? Is that not a factor?
What about Basemon?
He's on this side of the scale, but I don't think he tops it. Let's go on to the next side of the scale. Serious. Most frustrated by tomfoolery, basically, is the way to evaluate that one.
Susie's number one.
Who?
Susie, then Audra.
Uzi?
Susan.
Oh, Susie. Okay, Susie. Audra.
Susie. Her name's Suzanne.
Her name's Susie.
Susie.
I nominate. We can't nominate.
Who else is serious?
That was a Yaylorian public thrust of budget.
Oh, Mega Bro.
Mega Bro is very serious. Yes, that's true. Who?
Maybe that's. Casual might be more fighting than serious.
Kind of serious.
Casual makes the serious list, but he's not gonna win serious. Who's? Oh, yeah.
Mark is kind of serious. He's usually involved in only like serious conversations. He's very serious.
Who?
No sense of humor. He's too
Not
so.
host Mark.
Oh yeah, Nano's Mark is totally serious. He wins the serious award. I think.
He could be funny though.
Yeah,
Serious way.
but even then,
Yeah.
he is.
In a way, like he's funny because he's so serious, not to do that joke.
It's
Oh,
because
so
he
you're
said,
like more amused by the fact that he made a joke, but it's not really that funny.
Well, like he
like,
disapproves
he
of my
said he was
dating.
Serious, but he just made a funny joke.
He disapproves of my dating because I lack the resolve to not have sexual intercourse with people while doing so.
Did you say you lack all resolve?
He said, because I lack resolve to not sleep with people. He.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, who's that guy?
Came here for a little while to talk with ENFJ.
Well,
Welcome back, welcome back.
if you want to talk though, Michael, I'm sorry. Hold on. If Michael wants to talk, he's gonna have to go talk in the other room. He can be here and listen right now. But we are currently holding an official meeting of the Committee of Awards. It's a 5-member committee. It's actually 7-member committee. The 6 members not here. We have a quorum anyway. So we're holding this meeting. I'm making the video on it. So you're gonna have to stay on the sidelines, or if you want to go talk to somebody in the other room, that's fine, obviously. But we gotta finish this video, and it's gonna be a while because this is an important award. I don't want to go over right now, but it's bigger than the Nobel for sure.
All right. I'll leave for now. All right, guys.
All right.
Oh, nice correction.
Balanced versus skewed. Let's talk about that one. By balanced versus skewed, I guess we would mean like.
Not versus not matic.
Right, I would think, do they err towards normalizing their own tendencies towards the middle, or do they err towards extremifying their own tendencies towards the borders?
Spacies in the middle.
Spaces in the middle, okay.
I was gonna say space might be extreme because he got fired as fashion from what I hear his last.
I didn't hear that. What?
We can put them on both lists. We'll put them on balanced and we'll put them on skewed as well.
I didn't hear it.
I would say, like, How is the most balanced probably of all of us. He's done an amazing job with his TI, given that it's in the 7th slot. I, not very long ago, had a conversation with an ENFP who didn't do that at all, and it was disheartening.
Okay, yeah.
Who is unbalanced?
Wait.
Okay, yeah, well, that's true, and that's an excellent call there. I have a feeling we're going to have more unbalanced than balanced anyways. Weights. And
That light bulb might be balanced.
light bulb?
She's not cool. I don't like her.
You don't like light bulb?
No, she set me up last time she was in here, so fuck her.
She set you up? How?
Yeah, she set me up to start more shit with Courtney.
Pretty unbalanced. There's a rare occasion of balance.
I'll put her here. Okay. I think Susie's very unbalanced. Susie's like hardcore INTP. She feels as though she has engaged in some ridiculous melodrama if she flinches or otherwise drops her face that she has all the time.
Yeah, she's stoked as fuck.
That's true.
I think Janelle, you're pretty balanced. Well, we don't put us on this list. That's right, I forgot. Who else on this list who strikes me? Carolyn. Oh yeah, that's right. We don't put us on the list. Carolyn, you're still not. You're on the committee of awards, and you're still not talking.
Jewel, for balance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Elsie here. Oh, that's right. We're not putting us. God damn it! This one, where this particular vector, where it applies to us. Let's go to the next one.
Oh, Nas. We're forgetting about Nas. He's kind of balanced.
You mean son?
Yeah.
I think he's unbalanced. He didn't talk at all. Talk too little, talk too much. Little is gonna be Tim. Yeah, I know. We're not gonna even know who these people are, but I know who Tim is. I've talked to him a couple times. Who else talks too little? Zach Attack? Oh, he's a member. Forgot. Talks too
Oh,
little.
we're not talking about mental health balance. We're talking about talking balance.
Now the balance versus skewed was about cognitive function balance. Like, are you an extreme version of your type or a moderated version of your type? This is about talking balance. Talking too much, talking too little. Too much would be easier to do.
Otter for balance.
Otter for balanced. Yeah, that's a good point. That's for.
Basement Overlord would be placement.
I think Basement Overlord.
Balanced.
You think he's balanced or unbalanced? I think he's balanced.
Unbalanced.
I don't think he's balanced.
I'm talking about as an ISTP, he's balanced in the sense that he's made himself more intuitive and moderate. He's adjusted in part because probably he comes around here sometimes, but vetoed. Okay, well let's leave him off the beat.
Kit Kat is balanced.
Kit Kat's is.
Yeah.
Nope.
How not?
Well, she's a lot of FI and NE.
He doesn't deserve it, but that's a lot of FI.
Oh, come on.
I agree with you, She, but I say it's enough of a point of dispute that let's leave her off that list. Let's talk about talks too much will be easy. Nick, even though Nick doesn't necessarily actually talk too much, he seems to talk in ways that annoy us sometimes. Josh, yeah.
Me?
No, you don't.
No, you just make noise.
He'd be on the unbalanced list. He has. I mean, look at him.
Poppy, you're here for sure. Who else?
Yeah, Lori, public trust and truth.
Michael talks too much.
Mm-hmm. Liz used to, but she's getting better.
See this child? Don't aspire to be this.
All right, let's leave this category. Peaceable versus fighty.
Kato talks too much.
Oh yeah, Connor does.
He literally comes in the room while I talk to his dog.
Okay, most peaceable Kit Kats. Very peaceable.
Yeah.
Yubi. Jewel. Jewel's definitely peaceable.
What's the category now?
Most peaceable versus most fighty.
Oh, we didn't add Chloe to that ridiculousness.
Oh yeah, Chloe's gonna make a lot of these lists. Chloe, you make this one too, probably.
Am I ridiculous?
You're pretty ridiculous, Poppy. Actually, you kind of make the ridiculousness list too.
I mean, look at this.
I know. Well, your cocaine snorting rendition of the scripted thing was pretty ridiculous.
Do you hold up the award again?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's worth taking multiple looks at. It's pretty special.
And what's it say? That's real plastic on it.
It's real plastic, real Corinthian plastic. It says, Certificate of Excellence. This certifies that blank, in recognition of outstanding service for blank, has been duly selected by the Committee of Awards to receive this certificate, given at blank, this blank day of blank in the year blank, signature. So, it's obviously gonna be, I mean, it's almost too powerful to set out in the world, but I believe in the individual ability to handle that responsibility.
I'm squatting so hard right now.
I'm squatting so hard.
I'm squatting so hard right now.
Okay.
Do your slop squat, guys.
Now I'm thinking at the moment that we should add on here. We're talk too little, talk too much. Fightable, peaceable. Who is fighty?
Oh, you forgot to put UB on the peaceful list. He's super peaceful.
I did. I put him there. I put him.
Who's super fighty.
Nick.
Casual. Nick.
Yeah.
Who else did you say? Taylor?
Casual and Nick.
Casual is fighty.
Mark's gonna play.
Yeah. Tiffany.
I'm super defensive.
Now, I think that I don't know if this counts, but I would give Carolyn and Susie both covert fighty.
I'll put Susie on the list. Susie is wary. She's not fighty, but she's wary. All right. So let's go down to no locker room versus too much locker room. So no locker room. We're gonna say.
You should get rid of that category.
Josh to the locker room.
All right. I'm going to go with Neptune's advice on that. Actually, you're right, Neptune, and I understand why.
God damn it, Neptune.
Sorry, I had to be a fun sucker.
Okay. So on point. On point meaning able to stay on topic and stuff and talk about things. I'm gonna put Luna here, even though she's only ever in the chat. She's very topical.
ADD.
Ken.
And yeah.
Well,
Well,
light blub. Okay, so
This shit is so loose. Oh my god.
that's
what she said.
that's what he said, I think. Okay, so she at the committee meeting is people who don't stay on topic. It's gonna be Nick. It's gonna be like all the NTPs, Poppy.
Except for Audra, because she's got a bit of balance.
That's true. We'll put her on the on-topic list.
She's certainly overcome her handicap.
Yeah, she's more like together or something. I don't know. Then for people who get off topic a lot, we'll say
Wait,
Cholo,
again.
Waits. Well, leave it at that.
It just wins everyone's favorite talking famous person, basically.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I guess he's speaking for me.
It's pretty entertaining to listen to.
Yeah.
That's I draw a blank after Nick. Who's really intellectually dishonest right here besides Nick? He's getting better.
I think I can think of someone.
All right.
Let me actually look at the TWFP members list.
What do you mean by intellectually dishonest?
Well, I mean, okay, like casual INTP, he wants to battle me, and he comes in having parsed out a little sliver of thing that he wants to fight about. But he will concede when I win the point, and however begrudgingly he will concede. He's intellectually honest.
Okay.
Whereas Nick will try to shift ground and try to not address what I'm saying, and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I think that all introverted feelers get put on the dishonest list automatically.
But not how. I mean, I think we have to factor that in a bit.
First slot in F5. So we've got Nick, Cat, Sack Attack, Katie, FI Dom.
Can I be the most daring?
Kit Kats isn't intellectually dishonest because she doesn't engage in the FE stuff. You gotta remember there's an FE component to Taylor. It's like the reason they're being intellectually dishonest is for shaping perceptions. That's an FE thing.
My sister's very accidentally dishonest, so she doesn't remember the details correctly, so she'll say something the wrong way.
She compromised, but
That makes sense.
it's not dishonesty in the same way that I think that Zach and Katie could just be like, no, fuck that.
See, I don't see that as intellectual dishonesty. I see intellectual dishonesty as prioritizing positioning over what you know to be true. I think the FI people, they don't know that it's true. They don't get it usually. So it's more like they're just being wrong. But
What Saint Jacob when drunk?
Saint Jacob when drunk is not intellectually honest. You are correct. Oh,
I think you should back up a little bit. You should throw Loki for your fighting
Oh yeah, and we need to put Jesse on the doesn't talk list.
Right. Oh, did you get INET tag on the doesn't talk list?
Nope, forgot about her. Jesse.
She participates in the chat though.
That
Oh,
doesn't.
like doesn't get on mic.
That is not talking.
Luna goes on that.
Neptune doesn't talk enough. We're not going to put ourselves on this list, Eric. You have to keep remembering the same thing over and over again.
Jacket really wants to get on the ridiculous list.
Who does?
Yeah.
Okay. Loki makes a lot of these lists. Loki's gonna make the most ridiculous list. He definitely makes that with his ski masks and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Loki gets a skewed, unbalanced. Loki's very unbalanced.
We put Liz on ridiculous.
Yeah, we should.
Liz isn't that ridiculous. I'm sorry on that.
I mean, she deserves mention.
She's not. Yeah, honorable mention. She gets honorable mention in the ridiculousness list.
She's not gonna win, but she should be included.
Okay. So I would put. Well, Loki can be very on point actually when he's talking about what he wants to talk about. I'm gonna put him on this list. He's a little
But
politics.
on point, for some reason, I don't like it.
Okay.
Because he has also constructed a make-believe reality that is logically sound.
No, his make-believe reality is not logically sound. Almost nobody else's make-believe reality is. That's just me who can pull that off. Because why? In order to pull that off, you have to have all the right arguments. Otherwise, it won't stand up.
I think it's mostly like he's defensive every time he talks, even when he's talking to himself. It's weird.
How do you just stand there and be so obnoxious like that?
Who?
Because he wants to get on the ridiculous list. We're putting you on the ridiculous list.
I've already kicked him once.
I saw that look on her face. I was like, damn.
It's probably oh, he's not.
Get that fake sad look off your face.
Stop crying.
Fake sad look.
Right.
He's all hopped up on Pepsi.
Yeah.
When you said that, I thought of it like he verbed the proper noun.
All right, for quantity of time, let's put a list that basically just has people who've put a lot of time in, rather than dealing with the other end of things. So I'm gonna put Elsie here. I'm gonna put Janelle here. Who?
Susan and Nick and
Sorry, what's that?
people who spend a lot of time here. Wait, Elsie?
Committee.
Oh yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting that. God damn.
Audra.
Yep.
Yep.
I forgot the topic that we're going to
Worth putting on because he's increasing exponentially.
Who?
Hey, do you guys know why he sounds like an Indian?
Who?
Updates of his troll.
Who?
Thing.
Zach, I don't think he liked the idea of using his own voice for that video.
Is that why?
Wait, where does Ace get put in?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Ace. Ace is one of the most fighty for sure.
Oh yeah.
Ace
It's
is,
funny when he yells, especially when he defends his.
I think we should also have a sensory. I put Ace as one of the more sensory ones. You know, it's like Kato, Ace, Audra. They're all sensory more so than most people.
Ooh, Audra's not going to like being on that.
Wait. What about C asterisk Brittany? Where did she?
She's not a participant in anything but.
Yeah.
She goes on the most TI list.
I mean, I would love to make the argument for awarding the certificate of excellence to Courtney. But I understand I'm going to get a lot of pushback on that. I'm not saying we should do it. I'm just saying it's not insane to float the idea of doing that because if you didn't make the most waves,
Also, that was a joke, Courtney. I don't actually have a problem with it.
Most likely to take the whole room talk about her vagina.
well,
What'd you say, Taylor?
he said,
Hey, good to hear your voice. I said most likely to make the whole room talk about her vagina for days.
I bet I could be doing that.
I mean, we still never resolved that issue either.
which issue? Whether or not she has a loose
No,
vagina?
we're done talking about it. It's done. It's over.
That was so dumb.
Is it?
I mean, there was a big controversy a while back. It's one of the more interesting controversies was the pressing question of how loose was Courtney's vagina. And of course, it was never a question at all, except that Courtney kept insisting her vagina wasn't loose in her inimitable fashion. And thereby, by the end of this conversation where she insisted her vagina wasn't loose like 50 times, I know and I suspect everybody else in the room was convinced that her vagina was loose.
Yeah.
Go away.
Whatever.
All else he did was send her a private message of vagina reconstructive surgery. There was like 3 days worth of drama. Holy shit.
That's so funny.
We should do an episode
No.
diving into nostalgia about that.
I mean, that's a good nostalgia, right? That's some good nostalgia. And you see, this is the thing. Whatever her crimes may have been, when I think about Courtney, I just think that she's a character. You know, she's an important character, and she's more important because of this crime that she's committed. It serves her interests.
She hasn't gone away. She's still commenting videos of people still watching them.
I know. I'm happy. Look. The other thing is, I genuinely feel no ill will towards Courtney at all. I can't maintain being mad at somebody when she keeps sending me texts. I mean, how can I possibly be mad at somebody who, after all of that, likes talking with famous people so much that she sends me a text on Easter with herself wearing a Talking with Famous People shirt and asking to be welcomed home again? I mean, how can I possibly have anything but good feelings towards this person?
Well, we're not throwing her a party, that's for sure.
I know you guys aren't. I obviously am much more positive about her than anybody else around here. But I don't know. She's interesting.
Why anyone would hate Courtney.
That's a funny word for gullible.
The most she gets is a welcome back song.
You don't get why anyone would hate Courtney.
Okay, you probably, but other people have a unwarranted hate for Courtney, whatever.
Taylor, did you hear what I was saying though at
I
all?
don't hate her. I just am bothered by how
I
she
dislike her very much.
No, I'm just bothered by how she approaches things.
No,
I don't think anybody really hates her. She's just so full of fucking shit. Nobody likes her. There's a difference between hate and like.
That's what
Some people are actively
Liking her?
I think. Katie gets her own thing, which is a category called most stabby.
Like,
Does motherfucker go in any of these categories?
He does not deserve a category. I don't like her.
Okay, but remember, it's possible to.
Motherfucker.
Hey, Poppy, you are not on this committee.
No, he just left. It's
No,
Strobe's off.
somebody kicked her. Kicked him, I mean him.
I didn't kick him.
Strobe's, behave yourself.
Okay, so
Oh, it's a suggestion.
Poppy, will you stop talking? It's hard enough managing just us five, and Carolyn's not even saying anything. It's hard enough just managing me and she and Neptune and Taylor. We don't need you causing problems. Most bothersome to the committee, Poppy. Shh. Okay, Kitty, you're gonna have to get the fuck off of me.
Oh, also Kitty.
Here, Kitty, you need to stop bothering me during the committee meeting too. She's bothering me because she wants more food, which I need to go get, but I'm not leaving right now. She just needs to be patient. I'm gonna go in a little while.
I nominated for most dollars. My laptop battery.
Okay. Well, look, we've got a lot of names now on this list. We've got a lot of data to look at. Let me share the screen and we can look at it together. And we can see which names we want to sort of narrow down a field of nominees to so that we have a list of people whose overall excellence we can evaluate more directly.
Can we have a spite category?
A spite category. Most spiteful.
Never mind.
That would be very
Right.
spiteful to make a spite category.
I know. Unfortunately, you can't nominate me.
How about this? Most FI. Who wins most FI award?
Well, what kind of FI are we talking about?
It doesn't matter. Just any sort of FI. Where's the most of that?
Moistest, basically. But moistest could include FE, so we'll just go most moist. We'll go most FI moist, most FE moist. So
I think Kit Kats wins like FI down.
yeah, I agree. All right. Most TI.
Who's
Susie.
I guess I've like never been involved in a complex here.
Most TE.
Nick?
I agree.
Yeah, probably Nick.
I mean, the alternatives are things people for whom we don't actually see the TE. Like Carolyn is probably way more TE than Nick, but she's not TEing shit here, so we don't see it. You know.
Audra's kind of TE, isn't she?
Who's more TE? Well, no, not in their argumentation. In terms of their argumentation, Nick's the most TE. He's the most outcome driven in his argumentation. So let's leave Nick there. Most FE. Now, we have to consider, are we talking about effectiveness or quantity?
Effectiveness.
Then it's not Nick.
Definitely not.
I mean,
No.
what about that? What about Base Nectar or whatever?
No.
He is impossible to insult.
Who?
Sound Tribe.
Sound Vector?
Oh, yeah.
But he's not winning an FE battle because he's not managing perceptions very well because people aren't perceiving him as what he'd like to be perceived.
He's got a lot of FI and anything, but Kit Kat still wins that.
I mean, I would put it like on effective light FE. I'd put light bulb up there. I'd put
Jewel.
yeah,
Jewel or even Margie.
Jewel, Margie. I agree. I haven't seen Margie in a while, but that's fine. There's a fake Margie.
She's in here.
Most SE.
There's a fake Margie?
Ace is pretty FE.
Yeah, Ace or Kato or Audra.
Basement.
Audra, I don't think it's.
I mean, look, the thing is, it's not SE to the exclusion of any. It's not SE instead of any. It's probably going to be an any Dom who displays good SE. Like Taylor, I would put as most SE. I put him on the list of most SE. I don't know if I'd put him as the absolute most SE, but I would definitely put him on the list without saying he's less any. You know, he's just more action oriented, so he's got stronger action functions. He's got a stronger physical action function. His NE is more constrained. He's probably just as active, but he doesn't speak as much. It's like all the talking that comes out of my mouth gets converted into physical energy for Taylor.
That's why it's kind of hard for me to sit still, but you can just sit there and ramble.
Right, because I'm talking the whole time. Okay, most SI, I'm going to go Jewel again. Most NE,
Yeah, you should just take Jewel off the FE and put Margie on FE.
I agree.
done. Okay, most NE. I would nominate myself, but I'm not eligible.
Yeah.
So,
Wait.
weights. I just jump right at that. It sounds so right. My NI tells me weights is the right answer to who has the most NE. Most NI.
Light bulb for sun.
How would I even determine that? Who has the most NI?
Subjective.
You're not on the committee. Shut up.
Oh yeah, if you're not on the committee, you're not allowed to.
Nominate Spacey.
I bet I do.
I bet you think you do.
All right, we'll put a light bulb down for this one. Light blub. Okay, so now we've got our list people.
Light bulb's NI is like way dilated than her, like and bigger than she thinks it is. I think.
You put me in timeout.
So that just means that you're easily timeoutable.
He's not though. He's definitely not. That's the thing.
You are.
I'm scared of light bulb too, and
I don't think you are. Taylor, I've time outed you without even trying. Get out of here.
You have never timeouted shit.
Get the fuck out of here.
Timeout
man.
anything except for Josh's.
You're a little baby who belongs in timeout.
we have a intruder in the committee meeting who's violating committee bylaws by eating shrimp in the committee meeting room. That is subject to immediate penalization of a kick.
That was a carrot.
No, it was a shrimp.
No, it wasn't. That was a carrot.
He can't be a Jew any longer.
It was a
Carrot.
it was
Hummus, I bet.
it was a shrimp, but it was raised entirely on a diet of carrots. Now
No.
let's that's it for today's episode of Super Too Long Committee Meeting Minutes. I might edit this, I might not. I don't know. I bet the community members would be interested to watch the whole thing. Now you better keep your mouth shut, mister. We're in meeting. Okay. I move. Oh my fucking god!
That's fine. That's funny. That's all Spacey coming here and yelling at
What
people.
happened?
Eating
I'll
his-
have to take this from the
Yes.
raw room
See?
footage.
Told you.
I've taken from the raw
Ocean
footage
dog.
because I fucked something up. But it's fine. It's still happening in the raw footage. Okay, so I move that we adjourn this first very successful, productive meeting of the Committee of Awards. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Yeah, that works.
Ayes have it. Meeting adjourned.
Nay.
Okay. Good job, everybody. Good job with the first ever meeting of the
Even though he's not on the committee, can I've